The girl in that case was how old?
14.
14. Same age as this girl tonight. I got in a lot of trouble. I'm on probation now, so as you sit on that stool right now, you're on probation.
You can say that, yes.
This 36-year-old creep is currently on probation after getting caught creeping on teenagers, and now he is getting caught for a second time by Chris Hansen. I actually can't believe this dude's stupidity, but without any further ado, let's get into it. Drop a like if you enjoy the classic TCAP reactions, and if you're not subscribed already, consider subscribing. Let's get into it.
There seems to be a compulsion with these folks, and I don't think that they improve with age. They've been charged with 2 second-degree crimes.
So real quick in this intro, we have just a little snippet from this guy, and it sounds like in his own words, they are really trying to get these guys for as much time as they can, but it is still sad that they only get half a decade, up to a decade, for their crimes in the show. And this dude today is proof that these guys do not often improve because the systems that we have in place don't allow them to get any real help. They serve their time and then they're out in the streets again and able to be monsters just like this dude. He's literally on probation and he's going out trying to meet up with more teenagers. It's insane and proves that these guys cannot help themselves and need to be kept away from the rest of us.
Which makes them eligible for anywhere from 5 to 10 years in prison, but they're also going to be classified as Megan's offenders so that they will be under lifetime supervision.
And I mean, thankfully, according to this dude, they at least get a lifetime of being listed on the registry. I'm sure you know which registry I'm talking about. Basically means they can't be living within certain areas of schools and all that. And that's a start. But I mean, this dude is on that registry himself, and he just got put on probation, and he's already acting up again. So you tell me how much that's actually helping the situation here. I swear the punishment's got to be way more severe, especially when these guys have so much proof against them. Like, you obviously know that their intent was to come up here and do this one thing.
We know before he ever drives up to the house that 36-year-old Todd Lewis is a registered offender. He's driven 6 hours from Pennsylvania.
And this dude drove cross states 6 hours on his motorcycle just to show up and do this. That shows that within any amount of time of them getting caught, they still have that absolute compulsion. And as soon as they get access to one opportunity, they're willing to uproot their entire life and drive 6 hours for it. And I know I've made this joke before, but there is very little I would ever drive 6 hours for willingly. All right, unless I'm going to see the Grand Canyon or some cool road trip type idea, there is very little you can get me to do to want to sit in a car, let alone a motorcycle, for 6 freaking hours in the middle of the night. So this must have been very important to this guy.
Come on in, thanks. How was your trip? I've always wanted to go on a motorcycle.
I was thinking about that.
Were you?
I was low-key thinking I could take you for a ride because, you know, it'd be pretty cool, but I'm also out of gas. Do you have any money for the way back? I drove here for like 6 hours and it's kind of expensive. Also, I don't mean to height shame, but it's just so funny. This dude looks literally like a Mario character with his build right now. He's got that wide leather jacket and he's shorter than his decoy. I just know bro looks silly on that bike as he's driving around. And yeah, if you're wondering how they knew that this guy had already offended before, it's because he literally said it in the chat messages. You gotta love when they just spell it out for the investigation team, but he's like, yeah, she was 14 as well, and I got caught. It was a sting operation. It was pretty crazy, but thankfully you're not law enforcement or anything, so I'm sure I'm safe. Anyways, I'm gonna go get my keys and I'll drive 6 hours to see you. Maybe take a nap before I'm there. Like, God, dude, you are such a freaking moron. And I know this was earlier on in the times of the internet, but you gotta have some better literacy for this, dude. It's like you're self-reporting at this point to the highest degree. You could have kept that private and it still would have been a truth bomb that they would have found eventually, you know, looking into your file and everything. But still, dude, you're a freaking moron for leaking that yourself, especially to somebody who you're trying to lure. You know, wouldn't you think that would scare them, being like, oh wait, you can get arrested for doing this? But no, he just leaded with that thing.
But he keeps on chatting for 5 more days. Seems to think that he's finally met the 14-year-old in person.
Okay, I wasn't sure what you liked, so I got you M&M's and Hershey.
Oh, nice, thanks.
And what a baller, dude. He brought some snacks. A lot of guys try to bring a lot. This guy just played it cool and got the M&M's and the Hershey bar. Let's go. But it's interesting they just mentioned how long he's been chatting before this, because that's an aspect of the show I'm wondering about too. I know it probably is different with every single case on this show, but I'm wondering, are there some guys who are over here for like months talking on the chat room before they finally let the compulsion build up so much so they have to go see this person in person? Or do you think because it's an investigation, they probably are trying to get it over pretty quickly? Because 5 days does kind of seem like a long time to be chatting before finally going through with this thing, at least for these guys, when they're so impatient and it's such a weird opportunity for them and they're like, oh my God, this could really happen. You think they'd be jumping at the opportunity.
Do you want me to go get you some milk for your brownies?
That will be good.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Bro, that's brownie? I thought this dude was eating like, I don't even know. I swear there's a guy on TikTok that I saw making like cinder bricks and eating those. That kind of looks like what he's munching on right there. But brownies, come on. Wouldn't that be freaking funny if they actually purposefully burnt the hell out of these brownies just to make them crunchy in the hopes that these guys would maybe, I don't know, bite into it and break a tooth or something on their way in? If so, that is 200 IQ from the production team. But no, I think these brownies have just been sitting out here for a few days and they forgot to swap them out.
Are you always so polite?
How's it taste? Why don't you have a seat right over there, please? Now, what were you doing coming here, Tom?
I was just taking the weekend off, that's all.
Just taking.
What? Wait. What the hell just happened, dude? Let me run that back.
Are you always so polite?
Yeah?
How's it taste? Why don't you have a seat right over there, please?
I was just taking the weekend off, that's all.
Just taking.
This dude just legitimately switched his voice so quickly. He was trying to sound super tender and nice in front of the decoy, and then as soon as Chris Hansen comes out, he shifts to his real voice, which sounds like the henchman of some old mob movie. Like this dude will be working under Danny DeVito or something, bro. That is freaking insane. So I guess we have his true personality revealed here. He's a little gremlin that we expected him to be. Let's hear what his excuses are for getting caught in this situation a second time.
Who am I talking to? Can I at least ask you that?
I'll get to that in just a minute. Now, you've been down this path before, right?
Yes.
The dude looks so sad right now. I don't know what other emotion you should be feeling, but if anything, you gotta just feel guilty and stupid. I mean, stupidity is the root of all of this. You're already on probation. That means you got caught, and you're not very good at understanding what a sting operation seems like. You should have known as soon as you walked into this house and you were basking in how open and well lit it was. And now you're sat here in front of Chris, just like life thrown away for a second time. You literally had a second chance for some reason, dude, and you threw it away. I also love when Chris denies them, you know, being told who he is. They're still thinking the whole interview, if they've never seen the show, oh, this guy's either law enforcement or the dad and he's gonna beat me up, or I don't know what. But honestly, the worst possible scenario in all of that is being Chris Hansen in front of you, and that's what it is. That's the most beautiful part. He doesn't even realize yet that millions, if not hundreds of thousands of people are watching this go down.
And tell me about that case.
No, I won't.
I've got the picture right here of you from the Megan's Law website. That's you, right?
And then they pull out the printout of him on the registry website, bro. He's got to be thinking at this point, maybe this is like some Batman vigilante type crap, because that intro honestly would get me scared. Like, oh god, they got my file already? They know who I am? Oh god, what's gonna happen? And yeah, basically he's not really fessing up to what he did because, again, I don't know if he knows if Chris is law enforcement or what. Maybe his lawyers have instructed him to stay quiet on issues like this. But basically he did get caught in the past with somebody of the same age that he was chatting with right now in this decoy situation. He led them into the woods and is basically just a monster all around. I mean, you know that off of him being in the show to begin with, but the fact that he already did something successfully and got, you know, in trouble for it is just another level. And this guy can basically throw away that it's my first time excuse that most of these dudes run with off rip.
I got in a lot of trouble. I'm on probation now, so as you sit on that stool right now, you're on probation.
You can say that, yes.
He tells me
And this dude's trying to be so vague, like, yeah, you could say that. I guess you could organize the words in a certain way in the sentence to make it, you know, make that statement, and it would be partially, mostly true. Like, bro, just say yes. Just say you did it. You're already facing the time. You're already on probation. Just take the L, please.
You tell her you should chat with guys closer to your age.
Please. You know, unless you got cameras running here, there's no reason for this little hysterics.
This dude has some balls on him. First of all, he's caught in this scenario right now where you have no power as a man. Like, you could be making no commands here. You're at the will of Chris Hansen, okay? And he literally has the balls to say, dude, unless you got cameras hidden here and this is literally just some TV bullcrap, you can lose the hysterics, all right? We don't gotta be so performative. Like, no, this is not hysterics. This is asking you cold, hard questions about this terrible act you're about to commit. If anything, we should be more hysterical here.
You ever watch Dateline NBC?
No, never.
We have a show called To Catch a Predator, and you're on it right now.
The funny thing is, I had a feeling.
Oh, guys, all right, yeah, he already knew something was up. He had a feeling, and he still showed up on his cool little motorcycle like he didn't give a damn, because he's from the Bronx, and that's what we do.
Like, this guy's voice is freaking insufferable, bro. Get him out of here. Anyways, he gets the reveal. It's time to go outside. I still think he doesn't realize that he's going to get arrested again. I'm sure he should expect it since you're on probation. And now that I think about it, isn't like probation you can't leave your state? Or maybe that's when you get an ankle monitor. I don't know. I'm not a hardened criminal like this guy, so I don't freaking understand the ins and ounce, but he's got to be getting into some major trouble, and I'm hoping he gets longer than the 5 to 10 years that dude said in the intro most of these guys are getting. When it's your second time getting in trouble for it, the punishments will be more, you know what I'm saying?
I was coming just for something to do.
There was nothing to do with people your own age in Pennsylvania?
I'm not allowed to go to bars, you know, stuff like that. That's what everyone my age wants to do.
Right.
And this dude literally answers this with the most pathetic answer. He's like, I can't do anything that adults do. It's just so much easier making friends with these kids online. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're just so much more accepting and kind to me. Like, boo-hoo. I don't need to hear this freaking hissy fit. You literally are just a loser and a creep, and that's the root of it all, right?
Well, Todd, there's something you gotta know. As I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC, and as I mentioned before, we're doing a story.
And wait, am I tripping, or did they just do the reveal twice? This dude got double exposed. They didn't bring out the cameras the first time, so I think Chris had to run back on the whole, you know, introduction spiel as a sign to be like, producers, come on, bring out the cameras and the freaking boom mics. Come on, put it in his face, come on. But now the reveal's here and he leaves the house to get arrested. Let's see that go down.
He gathers up his belongings, unaware as he heads to the door, this registered is about to get arrested again.
So yeah, thankfully this dude got locked up, and again, hopefully they threw away the key this time. I know that's not really how it works in the justice system, but for this, it should be pretty freaking cut and dry that, I mean, this guy has no place with the rest of us here. He's messing up routinely, and as soon as we set him free again, he drives 6 hours across states to find another victim. As always, let me know what you thought of this one in the comments below. Shout out to my patrons. Thank you so much for your support over there, and as always, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Until next time, peace out.